is for the last few months, I have had this being, um, I don't want to say follow me around, but that is kind of what it is.
Like stalking you?
Kind of. Showing up in the house, showing up where I live, a few times showed up in the car with me.
Can you see what he looks like?
Yeah, but I never got a name until recently.
What is it?
EydlePye.
Okay.
EydlePye. It sounds strange, but I mean, hey, different things, different,
Different strokes for
spirits,
different
realms,
folks?
whatever. But I want to tell you what's going on with it. At first, I honestly just thought it was a person that had recently died, but
It wasn't?
just couldn't make a connection, and they're aware that I can see spirits, so maybe we're just hanging around, because that does happen a lot, but not for this amount of time period that this has gone on. And also the spirit itself, EydlePye, when I finally got his name, is gray looking. He's gray looking, like a dark gray, like almost a black. And I know that people normally associate that with a very dark spirit, and that usually is the case. I don't know what the case is with this yet, but I'm leaning more towards,
Like mystery, shadowy?
yeah, like not necessarily a bad spirit at all, but just maybe, I don't know. But either way, finally I got the name, and it was EydlePie because he spoke it. And I told you he was all like a dark gray color, and looks, has full human form, is solid in his gray being, a dark gray, like I said, almost black. No color whatsoever to him. The
Huh.
only color that, no, I shouldn't say no color whatsoever, because that's just not true. The eyes were I don't know how you would even say clear gray, because it's an oxymoron,
Like
but
translucent.
yeah, but still had a gray tinge to them.
Yeah.
And in the
Like
middle of
walking through a cloud almost.
yeah, but in the middle of the forehead, in the middle of his forehead, right between his two eyes, was a diamond shaped, like blue, like a dark sapphire blue color stone,
Mm-hmm.
but that color would change.
What do you think that meant?
I have no idea, but it's always there.
So it
It's
just
always there.
changed sporadically, or it was a different color every time he showed up, or it would change while he was there?
No, it would change while he was there. It would change while he was there, but here's the thing. Like I said, he's been showing up, and it's been the last couple of months. Actually, it started right after Sierra left.
Oh,
Were you here when Sierra was here?
yeah.
I can't remember. Okay, so it started right after Sierra left.
I was here after he left. No, it
Did
wasn't.
you go to the casino with us?
Uh-uh.
Then you weren't here the last time Sierra was here. Were you?
We didn't go to the casino with him because they wouldn't let us because of COVID.
No, I went to the casino with him the last time he was here.
You know what? I left. I had to leave because I came early so that way we could do the other one.
Okay, that's right. Okay, that's right.
And he stayed later.
Okay, that's
and then I
right.
came back. Yeah.
Okay,
No.
so
So
this.
there was a time he was here that I wasn't, like in between.
Okay, so um,
Do you
see
think
it.
you picked him up in AC? Idle Pie?
I don't know, but I all I know is he showed up right after Sierra left. Now, Sierra, when he came down, he got all he could out of the bishop's ring, and he is ready to sell it. Now, I think he has $250,000 on it, which he said is well worth it. I do believe he's willing to come down in price. People can always make an offer for that bishop's ring. But I'm not here to really talk about I mean, I will get into the bishop's ring, but I want to talk about this shit. That was my phone. I want to talk about this EydlePie first. So again, he showed up after Sierra left. So I'm not too sure if it has anything to do with Sierra or not. But he didn't say anything at first. He'd pop up in the car, he'd pop up in the house. It was very unnerving. Different times I would get different energies from the spirit.
And just like sit there?
Yeah, and we'll stand, sit, wherever he was doing. But one time I got a very kind of heavy duty energetic energy, like a whole lot was going on, like somebody on caffeine.
Oh.
Another time, here is something I did notice. Another time the energy was very relaxed and mellow. Another time the energy was dark. Another time the energy was very white light. So, like, I don't know what the heck that is, but every time that he showed up, that diamond type stone in his head was a different color for every energy.
Like a mood changer.
Yeah, almost. So it was almost like, if this is not, I mean, obviously, okay, I think it's a creature from another dimension that has lived and breathed somewhere else, is what I think. Ooh, there they go. Don't lose them.
That's fine.
Or, and whatever, plane of existence, dimension, planet, whatever, wherever he is from, they're all like that.
Uh-huh.
And they probably wear the way they feel right on their forehead.
Their emotions, their
Yeah.
intellect. Their
Yeah, so
knowledge.
like, if he's around his own kind, if EydlePye is around his own kind, and say he comes into contact with a female and she's angry, maybe the stone changes to a different color.
So he knows better.
Yeah. And because it seems to me that every time the energy was different, the color of the stone was also different.
I got you.
And when he would go, and when I would see him again, or he would come around again and say he had a same energy as he did before, I started making note of the color, and the colors were the same. So let's say he came around and his energy was, like, I'll call it, say, like, caffeinated. And caffeinated, is blue. And, a couple days later, he would come around. He'd been coming back and forth. And then one day he comes and he's super caffeinated again. It would be blue.
Again.
Yeah. So I think the color correlates with whatever energy he's given off, and wherever he is from lets everybody else know what energy he has, and he can see what energy they have. Now, with that being said, he didn't speak right away.
Okay.
And you and I have discussed this. We've gone into, a lot of what's been going on.
Right.
He made mention of the bishop's ring and said that he wanted to take it back to where he lived because he needed to use it for a few people. So apparently, just because you're from another dimension, another plane of existence, wherever you're at, whatever you are, everybody's got problems everywhere.
Yeah.
And I had said to him, I said, well, are you an alien? He said, no, I'm not an alien. I live on this planet. That's what he told me, he lives on this planet. And I said, well, I haven't seen any of your kind. I ain't gonna lie. There are not many of you gray people walking around with stones up in your head. Like, honestly. Am I crazy or what? And he lives in another dimension that's right here. On Earth. And they marry, have children, have families, all that. But the thing with them is how people here get married and it's till death do you part?
Right.
I did find out marriage over there lasts for 4 years.
40?
4.
4.
Just 4.
Only 4.
4 years.
And then what?
They move on to someone else.
That's a concept.
Yeah, they don't, and they repeat the entire process. They do keep in contact with children if they've had children,
Right.
and they are the parents of those children. And people have a lot of children. Their aging is a lot slower. It's very slow. Their comprehension is more advanced than it is here because the children that they have are extremely mature and have advanced comprehension.
Right.
So let's say he marries somebody today He's with him 4 years. He has 2 children in that time. He's ready to move on now and have another wife. And I did ask him why, and I will tell you why that is. They always keep in contact with the children, but the children fully understand what's going on, and they don't have a problem with it. So I asked him, I said, why is it that a relationship ends within 4 years?
Yeah.
And he said 4 means death. And in their, dimension, death of a relationship means not like, they don't like each other, that they died, but it's the end of all that they can learn from each other. Apparently there's a time period where their soul and
they're connected.
Their knowledge of their learning experience, they've learned all they can in 4 years.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just pretty darn interesting.
So then they move on to the next one.
Yeah. Now, they don't necessarily immediately move on to the next one because they go about their business until they find someone that, they become attracted to or whatever.
So do you think maybe EydlePye wants to marry you?
Oh God, I hope not. Like I'm hoping that's not the case. But no, because he asked me, could he take the bishop's ring back to his land? And I said, well, you can physically transport physical items from here to where you're at. And he said, yeah, that's not an issue. And so I said, okay, without asking Sierra, because if somebody has been following me around that long, there has to be a reason.
Okay.
So he comes back and he has the ring with him. And he said he helped the people out he needed to help out, and that he had saved millions of people. I said, wait a minute, I thought it was like 1 or 2 people that might have had an issue, that he needed to help. But he said he saved millions of people in his realm, dimension, whatever. He saved millions of people.
From what?
He said from their total destruction.
Oh.
From their total destruction, because they had become too knowledgeable.
Okay.
And they became too knowledgeable, and with that knowledge, some of them used it for destructive things.
So kind of like the human race.
Yeah, exactly. It was that way. Now, because I gave it to him, he gave me things that are super advanced. And I said to him, I said, well, if you guys have become super advanced in your maturity, your comprehension, your spiritual, path or whatever, that it made you guys destructive, what will these pieces or whatever do to this side of the dimension realm or whatever? And he said, no, they're safe. It doesn't go to that level. He said, even though, because we reside in different dimensions, what he has can't do bad for us. What he gave us. And I did end up asking him about the stone in his head, and he said, yeah, everybody does have them. So I had figured that out, right? And it allows people to know how to interact with each other. It's their form of an aura. And
that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's what it is. But I actually took some this drink stuff from him,